All right, all right, all right. Welcome to this episode of Warrior Week Parable from the Pit. I'm here with me, amigo, my friend, Coach Kevin Voisin. Kevin, welcome to another episode of Warrior Week Parable from the Pit. So today's conversation is going to be drama. And drama is self-created, but drama is also pushed upon us sometimes, isn't it?
Well, yeah, no kidding. Drama happens, like shit happens, and especially in my world with Warrior Woman right now, there's drama everywhere.
Very nice.
And there's a whole group of people who just love drama, which I think we all love drama because drama, it gives our ego fuel to justify and to create significance, right? So if this big thing is happening to me and it's not happening to anyone else, then I must be very important. And so there's this piece of us that wants to maintain the drama to continue to tell the story that we're important.
And so significance.
We'll hang on to that drama in order to hang on to our significance. Unfortunately, we also hang on to a ton of negative energy and bullshit around that same drama.
So, drama drives patterns and behaviors. And I would say drama victimizes. It's a self-victimization loop, and inside of that, I look at my own life and I look at places where I created drama, and I look at the outcome of what came from the drama. It never fucking served me. Like it never served me. I'm typically not a fucking drama queen. Let's just put it that way. But just like anybody, at one point, I remember specifically situations where I deliberately created drama to draw attention and to draw importance and significance in either what I say, what I did, or how I felt. I the best examples of that is that, like in any marriage, like at one point, when you get into arguments, when like there's a point where you create the drama to make your point across, or to be in a situation where like like she has pretty for you, but it's just we do that as it's a mechanism that we have inherited, that we have seen, and therefore we repeat. I mean, think about a person that has never been exposed to drama. Like visualize a person. What kind of person would have never been exposed to drama? Well, it could be a person that lives in the forest. But is that person exposed to trauma? Yeah. Fuck yeah. There's a big fucking lion coming in, wants to eat your face. That's trauma. But where is the drama that comes after it?
Well, and that's the crazy thing. There's these tribes like in Black Africa that like in the deepest, darkest places where people don't go very often. And there's I saw this documentary about they actually do surgery on people, like kids. Like they're like 14, 15 years old. They're cutting them open to fix like a broken bone or whatever. And no one's crying, and there's no anesthetic. There's no in one of the things that these researchers were saying is like pain is social, this drama and this. So yes, are they feeling physical pain while this is for sure? They have to be like they're being cut open. But all of the shit that you do after that is actually a social phenomenon. And in this tribe, it's like, hey, this is how we fix you. Suck it up. Kind of like the difference between getting a shot, which is so dramatic for most people, and getting a tattoo, which is like 10,000 shots, which is so cool for most people. What's the difference? The difference is the social context and the attention that comes from it. And yeah, I mean, it's something that we definitely have learned. Maybe that's how we got attention from our parents. Maybe that's how we got attention in school. Maybe that's how we there's no question that we have drama because it served us. So I'm starting to understand that like most of the things that fuck us up, we learned to do them because they gave us something.
Yes.
So like being a victim, I cry and mom puts her tit in my mouth, right? That's my, if you go all the way back.
That's the origin.
Yeah, I start crying, mom puts her tit in my mouth. Okay, cool. So being a victim's not all that bad because now I'm being fed.
Yes.
And so it just starts there and grows. And the problem is I'm no longer an infant. But yet I still have this instinct that maybe if I cry, someone will put a tit in my mouth.
Yes.
And this fucks us up, is continuing these patterns. And I can't say where I picked up the drama pattern. I mean, I think we all pick it up at some point. But this pattern fucks you just the same. It's not any different. It's just another thing that served you at some point. Maybe when you were developing, maybe when you were in adolescence and trying to figure out, I mean, Think about fucking sixth grade. It's like nothing but drama.
So if you look at this whole concept, right, we come back to the modern and behavior of, the pattern of the modern men, right, or today's men in society, 2019, we're talking about, leading into 2019. Would it be fair to say drama follows trauma?
Yeah, or trauma follows drama as well. I think they're like conjoined twins, right? Like drama and trauma.
And we as men have conditioned ourselves to some extent learn from dramas. Like we do. Like when the situation gets dramatic, it pulls our emotions into it. And ultimately, it's a place where we can actually give ourselves permission to feel, just like we're fucking supposed to, right? And in that space, we are hungry for learnings. We come out of drama with some conclusion, that some logical conclusion that our feelings allowed for our brain to conclude, and we come out and we're like, okay, this is what I got out of it, or this is what happened, or I'm making some kind of conclusion to say that I will not be in this drama forever, right? Only to go back to that drama and letting go of the lessons.
Yeah, I was starting to see too, like there's this Hollywood effect too, right? Like that everything that happens to us is supposed to be this epic moment with a crescendo behind it, and the band is playing, and oh my god, like we're conditioned, right? Like if you're watching 2 to 4 hours of TV a day, which blows my mind, but apparently that's what most people do. 2 to 4 hours of TV a day, you're seeing so many dramatic situations to the point that these things are manufactured. They're fake. Like they're fake. But here we go. Like that's what we see over and over. And so we think, oh, well, this is how I'm supposed to react. This is how this is supposed to feel. This is how we do it. No, they're manufactured to produce a certain response in you, almost like a drug. It's like it's like an audio visual drug to produce a response.
So the question is, who knows this? Because somebody knows this and somebody is using this. So because whoever knows this, right, or a group of person that have figured this shit out, say, all right, I'm going to continuously put men in front of dramatic situation, which out of it I can get feelings, which once with those feelings, I can control their thoughts. And once I control their thoughts, I can control their pattern and behaviors, whether it's to buy a product, whether it's to, buy a service, whether it's to belong to a certain organization. I'm going to control men by creating a drama fucking engine. My drama engine controls man's behavior. Think about it, bro. It's a sequence.
Think about Fox News, CNN.com news cycle. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's like one side is telling the conservative drama, and the other side is telling the liberal drama.
Yeah.
And oh my god. And do we really need to know? Like every fucking time the president takes a shit and wipes, and like, oh, President Trump had a bad wipe. Oh my god, he hates everyone. Who fucking cares? Like we don't need. Like one of the best things about Texas is their legislature only meets every other year. Like there's a whole year where nothing happens. Like what happened to that? Like why do we need this news cycle where it's every 6 seconds we're hearing about whatever drama, like even shit that really matters? So like this Paradise Fire that's happening right now.
Yeah.
Like it's horrible, and I've lived through many natural disasters because of Hurricane Katrina. Literally dozens of hurricanes I've lived through, based on being from Louisiana. It you feel for these people and you want for them, but if you're not careful, it becomes this way to stop thinking about your life and only give concern there.
Sure.
After Hurricane Katrina, my house wasn't knocked over. I felt very guilty. Like it was all that happened is my back fence turned at a 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
225,000 plus homes around me were destroyed. But for whatever reason, my house, my neighborhood, nothing really happened. Like the storm just kind of skipped us. That's how it goes. Like it's not random, but it is, right? It's something we don't understand that happens. I felt guilty. The next 6 months, every weekend I lived in a tent and I was taking trees off of homes. I would go anywhere that there was this, like the worst, ugliest stuff. I tore homes apart with my hands. Like it was such a mess that you can't even really use most of the tools, like just a hammer, and you're just pulling a whole house apart with a hammer. did that serve me? So on the one hand, it was cool for me to serve those people who
Mhm.
needed it. On the other hand, for 6 months, I didn't see my kids all weekend
Yeah. Yeah.
because I felt so guilty. I was so sucked into the drama that I forgot about my own world. I
Yeah.
forgot about 3 kids who need their father right here at home. And like, I'm 43 years old. Hurricane Katrina happened a long fucking time ago, 2005. Like 2005. So we're in 2018. This is the first time I've ever had the thought, how were they feeling about it? I have never had, think about, I'm so wrapped up in the drama of the people who are hurt that 13 years after the hurricane, I'm having for the first time the thought of like, I wonder if my kids are stressed out about this. And I lived with them. So, I mean, partly maybe I just knew they were okay. But like that drama can pull you out of what really matters.
That is true. And that sequence of trauma to drama, drama back to trauma, right? And pulls you out there with almost out of control actions sometimes, with a major justification behind it that either this is the right thing to do, or this is the divine thing to do, or this is what it's meant to be. This is what I have to do. There is a conclusion behind an action that a man draws after when it comes out of a drama.
Well, and I think it was Jesse Ewell, who was one of the trainers at Warrior Week in the past, was talking about like how he has this deep-seated victim story that he uses to drive him, but it's not serving him. That, like, in other words, someone else has done something to me, so I need to rise up.
Yeah,
I think drama.
He talked about that concept of that being his shadow. I think he
Right.
he talked about a couple of days ago. We were just walking here, and he says, and he gave an example. He's like, listen, like you'll beat me at basketball, and my shadow would want to come back and just beat you back. But I don't really understand the purpose of it. I don't know. Like there is, but being beat at basketball this thing, but a game, it has now become a dramatic situation for him.
Right. Yeah. No, exactly. And I think I see this in me. I'm glad I'm doing this podcast because I needed it, which is probably why you have me here. Here's what it does for me. I have drama that then creates the feeling of trauma. That feeling of trauma sparks something in me. Like there's something in me when I come out of a drama and I have that trauma. Oh, something bad has happened to me. It sparks this thing deep down of like, I'm not going to fucking stand for this. Like, remember, I come from South Louisiana.
Yeah.
Like, if you live in South Louisiana, it's because you fucking survived. You can knock my house down 10 times, I will rebuild it.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes I'm creating drama in order to tap into that survivor.
Yeah.
To, like, wake him the fuck up and be like, all right, bitch, let's get some work done. And if there's a time when I know, like, there's a lot of work to get done, there are times when I create drama in order to go do it. In order to wake that person up, but that doesn't serve the part of me that stands up and says, I don't really care what the odds are, let's go, is good. But needing to create drama to unlock that, not serving me.
So defining drama the way we define it in this call, right? And tie it into what we do here at Warrior and what men experience inside of our game and the doctrine of Warrior and the sequences that Warrior has created in order for a man to architect an experience, which is different from what has been architected out by society so far, right? That's what Warrior is. It's a different perspective. It's not anti-governmental. It's not anti-social. It's not anti-religious. It's, hey, bro, you have an opportunity to have a different perspective on how you've been operating. You know, and your patterns and behavior and how you showed up for your wife and your kids. That's it. Ultimately, Warrior's way is to create a different perspective for a man to be a better father and a better husband. The end. That's it. It's not to be a tough guy. It's not to fucking, do workouts. It's none of that shit. It's not what it appears to fucking be until you are part of it and you experience it. So talking about that where, and this is a question to you, having been with me over like fucking 2 years inside of Warrior Week and
3.
Specifically at Warrior Week. 3 already.
3 years. Yeah.
Shit.
I know.
I keep going.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And so over 20 plus Warrior Weeks we've done together. And men get comfortable in their drama where? This is one of those puzzle questions again, which I know the answer, and this may last another. But
okay.
in the doctrine of warrior,
Yeah,
where
you
do
get-
men
you get
spend most
in-
of their time?
in the pit.
In the
you
pit.
You get comfortable in the pit, and you like your pit, and you like that drama because it tastes good. It's like Cheese Whiz. Like you know it's bad for you. You know it's getting you nowhere. But damn, if I put it on a cracker, it is smooth. And
That's right.
Maybe I picked the wrong thing.
So
that shit's not very good.
So in the pit, in this place that is supposed to be painful, right? Which probably and most definitely, fuck it. Most of us get pushed into the pit by trauma. Something happens, we find ourselves in the pit, in the darkness, in a situation that is painful. And in that space, we create comfort around that by creating drama. Now, we take the trauma and we build drama around it, a.k.a. one of the major fucking drama that modern men build is victimization. This happened to me, so therefore I'm going to isolate and I'm going to stay in my fucking pit alone in this darkness because everywhere else I'll be betrayed. Everywhere else nobody gives a fuck. I'm going to fucking isolate myself. Into the pit I go. And I create this dramatic story justifying why I should stay in the pit. Although deep down inside of my heart, I want to be out of the pit. I want to be out of this pain. I want to be out of this trauma. So we build this pit for ourselves. And the drama loop keeps us just walking the pit. We become the pit walker inside of the fucking pit, fueled by the drama created by ourselves. Initially sparked by a trauma. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, and I think the drama is easier to deal with than the trauma. And what's crazy is once you deal with the drama disappears.
Yes.
Once you just go to the actual trauma, then the drama's gone.
Think about, like, you know, this happened multiple times to you and I. We hurt a fucking ankle. And we hurt it bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the trauma. What's the drama around it?
Now I can't do this. Now I can't do that. Now I can't. Like, yeah.
It goes on for how long?
Yeah, for as long as you want.
And if you fucking fuel it, it just it dominates your entire being. Something as simple as hurting your fucking ankle. Now, like, it dominates you, and you're like your wife and kids and like anything. Nothing is priority other than the drama that comes around it.
Even like the drama inside of sex. Like, have this thought during sex. Oh, man, I don't know if I'm going to perform well.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, shit. Now, like, the drama takes over. Your dick doesn't even work anymore. Like, the drama goes up to your head.
That has happened to me.
Dead. Oh, me too.
And so
it happened this morning. Then I figured, I was like, okay, give me a minute. I literally said,
if
pause.
you are listening to this podcast and like you never felt this, most probably is because you're lying to yourself, or you just don't want to stop and look at it and say, fuck, yeah. Every man has created some drama in their head based off a story. So stories feed dramas.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, stories are not created by traumas. Traumas happen.
Yep. And that's the crazy thing is that the trauma happens and we build the drama to get comfortable with the trauma. But if we can just resolve the trauma, like,
shift it,
then the drama disappears. Then it doesn't serve anybody, and it's obvious why it doesn't. And man, this is good. I'm glad we did this podcast. Maybe they're enjoying it too, but I needed this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the trauma happens, and like the shift needs to occur immediately after trauma. And look, dude, I get it. It might not be easy, right? But the problem with that is that if you decide, right, that, okay, I'm going to shift, social aspect of trauma doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Other people are not as aware, intuitive, or awakened, decisive as you may be. So they come like little birds, and they bring every morning, every afternoon, and they bring the message, a reminder of the trauma back to you.
Yeah.
To pull you back where?
Into the drama.
Into the loop
pit.
of drama.
Into the pit with them. Yeah, shit. That's so obvious, but it's not when you're in it. Like, it's so obvious right now, but it's not when you're in it. Like, when you're in it, you're like, oh, it's like it's happening again, but it's not happening again. It's just some bitch on the outside is reminding you of what already happened. But you've already dealt with it, but then it's like, dude, this happens.
You're
to me
back
all
in
the
it.
time.
It's the ankle story.
Yeah.
It's the ankle story. You hurt your ankle, you kind of like deal with it, and then you're walking 2 weeks later and you feel the sharp pain, which the ankle brought it to you, right? And the drama begins again.
Yeah. No, I love that difference between trauma and drama, though, because drama is created by the mind, and trauma is something that happens.
Trauma is part of life.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll tell you the truth, real truth. Like living in South Louisiana, since we're talking about natural disasters, if there hasn't been a major hurricane in 5 to 10 years, the people who are from there, like me, you start thinking like, okay, when's it? It's not that you want it, but it's like there's this huge challenge that rises up in our lives every 5 to 10 years there, where like you have to rebuild a house or so, like, and it's what's cool about it is you get to rise to it, and you will actually start to long for that trauma because you know the growth you're going to get on the other side. Now we don't actually want a hurricane, but I'm telling you, like you talk to anyone from there, after a while you're like, man, when's it going to come? It might as well just come. I'm ready, and that's the trauma. Now, all the drama, like, and this is one of those things that I hate about, like, I get that we have to honor things like 9/11, Hurricane Katrina, like all this shit that happened. But what's weird is, like, I've never really enjoyed this. Like, let's take a look at 9/11.
Well, I'll give you
2 hours of depression.
I'll give you an example even more fucked up, right? And this is pretty fucked up, but, like, dude, it's the facts. Where's the most dramatic place that man has created?
Like the cemetery.
The cemetery.
No question.
Thousands of trauma buried, but the drama continues. And it's hard to fucking swallow, brother.
Yeah.
But yet another man-made product of drama.
Yeah, and to keep the drama going forever after you're dead, at least your drama can live on. That's fucking crazy. I never had that thought before. Like, it's true. Like, that drama engine is so important.
It justifies honoring. It justifies a good cause. It justifies a reason. But it is still a fucking drama.
But just like the poet from World War I who wrote, like, there's a guy who's a poet from Italy, and he goes and he serves in the military on the front lines. This is like trench warfare, ugly shit. They used like chemical bombs. And he writes this poem, and I mean, I don't remember it. It's in Italian, but the last line of it is, like, if anyone who says that dying for your country is an honor has never seen war. You know, he's like, you've never been there, because there's nothing fucking honorable about it. Like, there is no honor here. Why? Because the drama is honorable. The trauma, the actual act, there's not. It's horrible.
Yes.
That's not to take anything away, but we don't. Why do we have to add drama to people for them to have significance? Why can't I just say this is a great man?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to have all of this drama attached to him, right? Like, it's the drama is created. Here's the other thing I keep thinking is drama's a luxury. Drama is a like if you're a caveman and you're running around like trying to find food to live and trying not to get eaten, like, you don't got a lot of drama. You got fucking trauma.
if let's go back to the tribes in Africa, the example you were giving. If you're part of that tribe right now, like, dude, having drama, it's luxury.
Yeah, because drama will get you killed. Because then you're hesitating and you're second guessing, and hey, man, there's like real shit happening right now.
You have created drama. Like that means that. Here's what my dad told me. Right. We were in the car. I was like 16 or first, like, got my driver's license. We were driving, and like some guy cuts it off, and some guy does something, right? And I roll down the window and pull the fucking finger out to the guy. And my dad is like, dude, when you do that tells society, or that tells, like, it just says that you just don't have enough problem in your life.
Exactly.
You just created a problem because apparently you don't have any fucking problems in your life. Do you have any problems in your life right now? So I was like, do you have a job? Do you have a car? Do you have like if you and that's why dude, think about it. When people get sucked into this whole fucking debates on Instagram, on Facebook, on any event that takes place where now it's a clashes of opinion for hours and hours and hours, you sit down and you're back and like, you must not have that many problems in your life that you've created a dramatic problem. So that's what it is, isn't it? Isn't it?
It is. And the drama,
it's a luxury.
And it's a way to make you feel like you're important, like you have these problems that could take you down in a world where you don't.
It's like, a fucking luxury.
In a world where you don't.
The end.
It just, Drama is a luxury, and a luxury that saps life, because the problem with drama is all the energy you give to drama can by definition not move you forward. It is not possible for that energy to help you.
It is to hold you in the pit.
Yeah.
It is the well, I would say the luxury accommodation of the pit.
Yeah. And the only thing worse than getting lost in your own drama is having your life controlled by someone else's drama, which is just even
which is a loop in a loop, and or constantly being around dramatic people.
right.
Like, you're married to someone and that person is continuously in drama.
Yeah.
And at one point, you switch to tolerance. You tolerate.
Mm-hmm.
And when you tolerate, what have you left behind? Creativity, building.
Yeah.
All that dies.
Well, and I think that's the beauty of like the tools inside of Warrior, like Release the Rage.
Yep.
What does Release the Rage do? You have a drama.
Yeah.
You have a drama. Like you have a trauma that's created. You have a trauma that's created a drama. And with Release the Rage, basically it gives you a stage and says, here, act out your drama. And what's crazy is when you do it, when you go all in with your drama and it's over, you're like,
okay,
there's really nothing there. Like I'm done.
I'm done.
I'm finished. Okay, great. And so Release the Rage gives you that stage to act out the drama.
True.
And then move on.
Yes, it gives you that stage to act out drama, and then it gives you the possibility of a shift to see something differently.
Because we can't not serve the mind. So we talk all the time about like we don't want to be controlled by the mind.
Yeah.
But of course it's important. It's who we are. We can't pretend like we're spiritual beings that don't even listen to our brain. Like that's fucking crazy.
It's not.
So by having a place for the mind to do its thing, and then having a place to connect to our heart, and then being myself, the observer, chooser behind it, and deciding which way I want to go, now I'm living a full existence.
Correct.
I'm not denying the drama. I'm not pretending like it didn't exist. At the same time, it's not controlling me, I'm not going to continually produce more so that I feel important. Yeah,
well said. Well, such as traumas and dramas, and the biggest takeaway here is don't create a problem for yourself, because you should already have plenty. Don't create a new problem for yourself. Like your ankle hurts, it hurts. The end.
And if you think about Warrior Week, like think about what Warrior Week is. Here's some trauma. Now, haha, look at your drama. Now let me show you how to get through all that.
True.
So that you can grow.
True.
Because forcibly drama stunts growth.
Yes.
You cannot grow and experience drama at the same time.
At all.
And if you look at Warrior Week, here's a trauma. Now, stop your drama and you can grow, or just stay in your drama and we'll all watch you be dramatic, right? And we do it over and over and over and over.
And it's a choice.
Yeah.
If a man chooses to stay, to go back to his dramas because of the stories that are feeding him, and that becomes his choice. Ultimately, nobody else can choose for another man. Nobody can pull you out of your dramas except yourself. And if you think somebody pulled you out of your drama, it's a false lift. You must choose to come out of the drama.
Right. All they can do is distract you. They can distract you from your drama, but ultimately it's still there. And look, hey, if you want to go like biblical on this, it's very similar. Like look at Jesus with the miracle where there's 3 loaves of bread and he feeds 5,000 people. So there's a trauma. There's not enough food. These people are here to learn. There's a trauma. There's a miracle that fixes the trauma, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he teaches, and it's a beautiful teaching. Then the next day he comes back and all the same people are there. And basically, I'm very much paraphrasing. So for biblical scholars, I apologize in advance. Basically, he's like, no, I'm not doing it. They're just here for the bread. Like they're just here for the drama now. Now they just want to recreate that same thing. They've missed the point. So I'm out. And he leaves. He doesn't teach that day, right? Because he'll answer the trauma and he'll heal the trauma, but ignore the drama.
Yes. Well said. Well, thanks for being here this morning, talking about this topic. We'll be back with you every week with the Problems from the Pit here in the Warrior Week podcast. Every week, myself, Coach Kevin, and a few others of our trainers here inside of the game, and or Warrior Week students coming in here and sharing the stories from the pit, the patterns and behaviors from the pit, such as what we talked about here, specifically about drama. Kevin, thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
And gentlemen, have a
It was out.